what time it is. Yeah, Neil Ratno Rock Talk here with a story. Okay, so the Beatles released the album Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band in the United States on June 2nd, 1967. Now, the album spent a total of 15 weeks in the #1 spot in the U.S. and won 4 Grammys, including Album of the Year, and was innovative in many areas, including production, songwriting, and graphic design. And with Frank Zappa's album Freak Out, it was one of the earliest concept albums. And every song has an interesting story. And today, I thought I would tell you a few things about the tune, a little help from my friends that you might not know. But as usual, a little background first. So, it was Lennon and McCartney's practice to write at least one song on every album for Ringo to sing. According to Paul, this was written out at Joel's house in Weybridge for Ringo. We always liked to do one for him, and it had to be not too much like our style. It was pretty much co-written, John and I doing a work song for Ringo, a little craft job. I always saw those as the equivalent of writing a James Bond film theme. It was a challenge. It was something out of the ordinary for us because we actually had to write in a key for Ringo, and you had to be a little tongue-in-cheek. Ringo liked kids a lot. He was very good with kids, so we knew Yellow Submarine would be a good thing for Ringo to sing. In this case, it was slightly more of a mature song, which I always liked very much. Now, the song was initially recorded with the working title Badfinger Boogie, after Lennon tried to play the melody on a piano, having hurt his forefinger. Now, Ringo had misgivings about singing the final sustained high note in the song, and he refused to sing a certain line. According to Ringo, the song with a little help from my friends was written specifically for me, but they had one line that I wouldn't sing. It was, what would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and throw tomatoes at me? I said, there's not a chance in hell I'm going to sing this line. Because we still had lots of really deep memories of the kids throwing jelly beans and toys on stage. And I thought that if we ever did get out there again, I was not going to be bombarded with tomatoes. The jelly beans came from a line in an interview that George Harrison gave where he mentioned that he liked jelly beans, and after that, when they went on tour, people would throw jelly beans on the stage, so Ringo got freaked out. No tomatoes. Okay, now the album was recorded as if Sgt. Pepper was a real band, and Ringo was given the role of Billy Shears. According to Paul, he was going to be a character in this operetta, this whole thing that we were doing. So this gave him a good intro whenever he came in the album. In fact, it was the second track. It was a nice place for him. But whenever it came, it gave us an intro. Again, because it was the pop era, we had to slip in a little reference, I Get High. Yeah, okay. So they recorded 10 takes of the song, wrapping up sessions at 5:45 in the morning. The backing track consisted of Starr on drums, McCartney on piano, Harrison playing lead guitar, and Lennon beating a cowbell. Now, Ringo was often overcome with nerves when it came time to record his vocals. So his bandmates decided to reveal their agenda with little warning in hopes of sparing him the anticipatory anguish. And according to engineer Jeff Emmerich, he was out in the hallway of the stairs when we heard Paul's voice call out, "Where are you going, Ring?" Ringo looked surprised. "Home to bed." "Nah, let's do the vocal now." Ringo looked to the others for support. "But I'm knackered," he protested. To his dismay, both John and George Harrison were taking Paul's side. No, come back here and do some singing for us," John said with a grin. Now, reluctantly, Starr listened to his fellow bandmates and he took his place behind the vocal microphone. Now, to the sleepy Beatles' delight, it only took Ringo a few takes to nail most of his part. Again, according to Emmerich, perhaps the shock tactic of having him sing when he was least expecting it took the nervousness away, or perhaps it was just how supportive everyone was being. All three of his compatriots gathered around him, inches behind the microphone, silently conducting and cheering him on as he gamely tackled his vocal duties. It was a touching show of unity among the four Beatles. Can you imagine that? Must have been something else, really. And of course, Joe Cocker covered the tune and went on to do maybe the defining version of the song at Woodstock. Never forget it, man. It was a trip. And speaking of old Woodstock stuff, I got to share something with you. Last night, I went to see David Crosby and his band at Levon Helm's Ramble. And I got to tell you, man, it blew me away. David is in his late 70s. And his vocal was strong and powerful and fabulous. And the band kicked ass, man. At times, I closed my eyes. I thought I was listening to Steely Dan. I mean, that's how good they were. His tour only has maybe a week left in the East Coast, and probably all the shows are sold out. If you can catch him, definitely catch him, man. And if he goes out again, catch it. David Crosby, Levon's Ramble, man. Oh, my God. Unbelievable. All right, so that's my story, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope some of you caught me yesterday on Radio Woodstock, 3 o'clock on Saturdays this week in rock. It's also on iHeartRadio. And, of course, my book still available, neilratnerrockdoc.com. If you buy the book off the website, I'll autograph it for you. If not, you could get it on Amazon in all formats. That's about it for today. It's a beautiful day here. Don't know how it is where you are. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. One more time. All right. I will be posting all week, and I will see you guys next weekend, and listen to me on Radio Woodstock, and who knows what else will come up, because I'm doing lots of interviews, so I might be on the radio somewhere around where you are. That's it for today. Neil Ratner, Rock Doc. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.